guys, welcome to the Radiate Your Faith podcast. My name is Maddie Walco, and I'm a college softball player from the great state of Texas. And I'm so excited that you are tuning into the Radiate Your Faith podcast, where I hope you are encouraged to let the light of Christ shine through you in a way that allows people to see God through the way that you walk with Him. My prayer for you is that your faith is deepened, that it is strengthened, and that you are encouraged to radiate your faith. Hey guys, welcome to the Radiate Your Faith podcast. I'm so excited that you guys are joining me for this episode. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, guys, but I finally finished my softball career and I'm moving out of college. My room is a mess. Mason can vouch for this. But today's guest is Mason. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself for those who don't know you.
Hi, yes, my name is Mason Carey. I am Maddie Walco's fiance, so soon to be Maddie Carey, and I've been friends with her for how long has it been now? Like 4 years almost.
A little over 4 years now.
Yeah, wow. So, it's been a good time just getting to know Maddie, and I've been on another podcast with her too as well. So y'all should go check that one out too.
Yeah, when we did that one, we just first started dating, so we're totally looking at each other with little puppy dog eyes the entire time. So this one will be a little bit more, we've grown up since then, so it'll be a little bit more, less
Yeah, I would say
smiley,
so.
giggly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, we have been talking about doing this podcast for as long as I can remember we've been doing long distance for over 2 years now,
Yeah.
or about 2 years. And I remember when we started, I looked on YouTube for Christian advice on what to do when you're long distance, and I got some like pretty general like information, but like it's really a learn as you go sort of situation. And so we thought we should do a podcast on the things that the Lord has taught us throughout our time doing long distance as a Christian couple for 2 full school years, and we're going to be long distance over the summer as well. So we're well seasoned. And I also wanted to film this while we were long distance because I don't know if y'all know, like when you watch like videos about like singleness and then they're like married and you're like, okay, I don't want to listen to you. Like we're in it right now. So we are going through what y'all are going through if you're in long distance. So we thought this would be the perfect time. So with that being said, Mason, can you just kind of fill in like what long distance has looked like for us over the last few years?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, we started dating over the summer, and so in the summer, we are 2 hours apart. Then we had to start school, and I'm up in school at John Brown University in Arkansas. So with her going to Angelo State University, that's kind of a commute. So that's about 8 hours apart while we're in school. So we've been doing that, fall, spring classes for 1 year, and then we got winter break to be 2 hours apart. So that was nice. And then the next year we had actually summer together because she had an internship in the Dallas area where I'm at over the summers. And we were able to spend a lot of time with each other through that, which was really nice. We again went back to school fall um, and spring, and then we had winter break 2 hours apart again. And then now we're at the tail end of it. I'm back home for the summer, and now Maddie is going to be back 2 hours away from me over the summer, and then we're getting married in August. So,
Yes. Finally breaking the long distance. Ah, it's the best. And I kind of wanted to touch on what he had basically hinted at here, which is like we have been through different types of long distance. We've been like, I'd say 2 hours, like medium long distance. Like that's not really long distance. Obviously, there's like people that have to fly like across the world for long distance, or they're like 20 hours apart. Like we've been pretty blessed to be within driving distance of each other, even if like 8 hours is a long time for us. But like, we've been through a lot of different seasons of long distance. We've done different amount of times between seeing each other. Like you said, we had a summer together where we were living in the same city. That was literally the best summer ever. We've had like
agreed.
yeah, our first school year apart was the hardest for sure. We did not get to see each other very much, especially in the spring because we both play college sports. I think we only saw each other over spring break. And that was it. But we've been through long periods, short periods, so we can kind of understand And every season comes with a different sort of challenge. I think every season has different challenges, and I think the Lord's been super faithful prior to getting married to allow us to go through different kinds of seasons to really figure out like how can I love you even when it's hard. So I'm going to kind of start with I guess we should start with like how was long distance? How is long distance? We're still doing it. How's long distance been for you and how has it changed over the 2 years we've done it?
Yeah, so for me in long distance, obviously I miss you all the time. With that, how I've always described it has been a thorn in my side, you know? It's just kind of something you have to deal with for long periods of time, and you just continually miss the other person, but you just kind of have to keep walking one foot in front of the other, just making sure you're continuing and doing what God has called you to do, apart from the other person. So just focusing on those things has been helpful for me because I'm a pretty busy guy, as you know, just pouring myself into a lot of those things, but also just making sure I um, spend time to, balance you into all of it, just being able to call as much as we can, just still trying to make it where it doesn't seem like a pause button in our relationship and just continuing to um, just further grow our relationship, having date nights and calling and just making sure we're always just a part of each other's lives just through the seasons because we're walking together through life, in this time still. So just making sure that's been a part of it. So, but I would say the first school year, we were trying to kind of figure out like what the balance looked like in our relationship for school years. And um, I kind of have heard a lot about long distance and like how couples are. Generally, like, the guy spends all of his time on the phone and doesn't like leave any time for his friends. So I would kind of make sure to still give some time to my friends, balancing what I thought was best for me. And so through that, actually, I was kind of getting a lot of what I wanted through our relationship, just in the balancing of time. And my life was very spontaneous too. So because of that, Maddie was actually flexing a lot of her life to me, which I didn't really realize in our first year of our relationship. So as we've been learning and as we've been growing together and communicating better in our relationship, Maddie was able to be better honest with me about her feelings, and I was able to better accommodate and also better be honest about my feelings too in our relationship. And we were able to kind of just figure out a system that worked much better for the both of us. So not just, one person's benefiting and one person's flexing to the other, but we're both able to kind of flex to each other and just uh, have a better balance in our relationship and just letting ourselves grow a lot better in that way. So.
Yeah, I would think I agree. For me, long distance was a little bit harder for me than Mason. Mason, this is my favorite thing to say. I'm not chill. Mason's super chill, calm guy. I'm emotional and I care a lot about a lot of things, and so that can be a lot sometimes. So for me, long distance was a lot harder, but I know that the Lord is sovereign and He knew what I needed because I wanted to spend all my time with Mason that first year, and like literally, we didn't get it. And I had to learn to rely on the Lord. I had to learn to trust the Lord. I had to learn to trust Mason. Like it was so good, but it was very hard. Very, very hard. But year two for me was amazing this year of long distance. I feel like we're like seasoned pros. We have gotten to see each other a lot more this year than the first year, but I'm kind of like diving into our advice portion of this video, but like one of the things my friend had told me is make each other a part of the routine. And I didn't really know what that meant. Like I told Mason, like when we first started long distance, like moving into this room is when I heard it. And I was like, "Ugh." My friend Jaylee, shout out Jaylee, said to make each other part of the routine, but I didn't know what that really looked like. So our first year it was very like we wouldn't even really like we him and I don't text. That's one thing that's interesting about us is like we will like if it's to update something, but we don't have like text conversations unless it's super necessary. So like we wouldn't talk throughout the day. And so like since he was super sporadic and I was like trying to figure out time for us to call, like we wouldn't have a plan established till later. Um, and like it was just always like changing depending on different things. But this year we made it a point to like have a routine to call each other at the same time every day. Like we had time set apart or set out to sit and talk with one another. We knew we were going to have that with each other and we could plan around it so we could hang out with our friends. We could go get ice cream and we'd adjust if we needed to. Like literally yesterday I was playing games with my friends but like and we called super late but it works like we just let each other know and if we can do 8:30 we do that's our time we did 8:30 and we would call and talk so I definitely think for me long distance was this year's been really a lot easier but also with the calling and like that helps yes but like the dependency I have on the Lord now as opposed to last year like I know I am fully dependent on Christ and I still struggle with like wanting to control my life sometimes gotta be honest. But last year was like not good. Like I wanted to be in control of my life to the max, and I had to learn to let go and surrender that.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess that carries us into the, because I could talk with Mason about this for forever, so we kind of move along. But the advice, what do you think is some of the best advice you could give to people who are in long distance right now?
So the best advice I would say that I've just kind of learned through long distance has just been creating a very safe place for us to communicate what we are really feeling because feelings you can't really control all that often, and because of that, you need to be able to voice those feelings and just by doing that, we're able to better understand how, like, where the other person is coming from. And through that, we can really dissect the situation to make it more beneficial for the other person.
One of the things that Mason and I do to make sure we have open communication is first off, we like voice to each other. We want each other to be honest. Like we want to love one another as Christ loves us. And sometimes that involves hard conversations or things that are uncomfortable to share. But if you hide those things, resentment grows, and that's not what you want. So we do this thing called a monthly check-in every month. Honestly, it could be every 3 weeks. We don't really like plan it out. It's just kind of like, what are we doing? Like, when should we talk about this?
Yeah, I
Um,
know. How long have we done it before, you know?
yeah, we haven't really paid attention, but we kind of do it whenever we feel like it's been a while. And it's such a great way to like reconnect, I think. It opens the door for really good conversation. Like, let's talk about, what we liked this month about our relationship. What's something that was we like you want to share? Is there anything you need to share? Like, we were able to have some fun conversations, some hard conversations, some honest conversations. Honestly, the more comfortable we got with being honest with each other through long distance, the easier our relationship became. I really feel that that's true because we wouldn't have to feel like we had to hide anything anymore. Like, for example, for me, like I'm a talker. You guys know I literally have a podcast and Mason's not as much of a talker. I could dig into like asking every single question about who he is all day, every day. That takes a lot of energy for him. And so like one of the times we'd have a conversation about like how long we sit and talk about deep things. I had no idea to like to have conversations like that because that's just what I do. But for him, it does. And I wouldn't know if he didn't voice it. And like when he did, I honestly feel like we got closer because of it because I got to learn something about him, like him being honest with me, and we got to adjust our relationship from that. And it's been great. Like, don't be afraid to be honest with each other, but also be a safe place for your partner to go to and talk whenever you're trying to make adjustments with long distance. Because it really is a process and it's a learning thing, and everyone's long distance relationship is going to look different. Some people want to text all day, some people want to call, some people want to have days to themselves. Like it's different for everybody, and so you guys just kind of need to figure it out for yourselves. So
Yeah, for sure. Another advice I would say as well is just trying to make the dates as fun as possible because long distance can get kind of boring sometimes in the sense of just FaceTiming is just, talking, nonstop. And sometimes you run out of things to talk about and you want to like hang out with the other person, but just sitting there in silence is just kind of like over and over again. It's just getting kind of like, a little dry, so being able to incorporate a lot of just like fun and spontaneous type of dates and just doing like all these random like just ideas just to try new things out just to see if it's something fun for both of y'all and just being able to have more spontaneous stuff you'll be able to just enjoy each other better and just create more fonder memories of each other as well through such a time that could be a little bit more somber too. So
Yeah. And one of the things Mason had said earlier is like long distance is not a pause button. I think that's something that is we kind of didn't understand for the first bit is just because you guys are long distance doesn't mean you guys can't keep pursuing each other or keep growing together or like keep enjoying your relationship. I honestly feel like, some of our best dates have been over FaceTime. Like I remember we watched it's like for one of our anniversaries we did like a dinner. We both got panda. We'd ordered panda and then we watched like a sermon and we dressed up cute and everything because we're a little crazy and we like to do stuff like that. And it was so fun. Like it's one of my favorite dates we've ever had, and it's long distance. But that's because we didn't treat it like, oh, well, we're just trying to pass the time till we're in the same place again. Like we've been in pursuit of each other for the 2 years that we've been long distance. It hasn't stopped and it keeps growing. And I think that's part of what makes the relationship so successful is we keep pursuing the Lord and we keep pursuing each other. It's a choice.
well, I know Maddie's gonna love talking about this one because we've actually learned this somewhat recently with our mentors for some premarital counseling. But this is me and Maddie's favorite thing to just continue on, and it's been probably the most helpful thing for our relationship, not even just long distance, but it's active listening.
Love
And
active listening is so good.
yes, it's the best. So I'll just kind of give a little quick run through of what it is, but obviously y'all know what active listening or just listening in general, just listening about, what the other person is saying, when they're talking, but like specifically in conflict, because conflict's something you're not going to be able to avoid, but just being able to use active listening in this is so helpful. So basically, what it is just while the other person is talking, you're listening and just doing your best to, get all of the answers that you are receiving from the other person. And then whenever they're done, just kind of asking like follow-up questions to confirm what it is like. And you don't have to say it in this way because I don't really like this saying, but it kind of pushes my button a little bit. But it's the comment of, so what you're saying is, and then you kind of repeat that same thing back to them. So,
So what you're saying is active listening is repeating back what you just heard.
yes,
That's
that is
literally, guys, that
exactly
was
what it
literally active
is.
listening just then. You're welcome. I also want to just push his
Yes.
buttons a little bit, but
A little trial there, trial run. But yeah, so basically by doing that, it gives the other person an opportunity to confirm,
yeah,
that
to
that
understand.
was correct and to understand better and just that y'all will be able to kind of get rid of any miscommunication that might happen because to be honest, we're humans. We're going to miscommunicate. We're going to mean one thing, say the other because we're not perfect. And that's just how it's going to go. So by doing this, you just can kind of mitigate that as possible.
And communication, guys, is number one on the list, long distance. You guys have to, that's all you have is communication. If you guys are not good communicators, you're gonna be, if your relationship's gonna work, because you gotta communicate. And yeah, just like Mason said, like conflict's unavoidable. I wanted to convince myself that it was. I don't like conflict, but it's unavoidable and it's going to happen. But there's tools like active listening you can use to prevent big arguments because I mean everything we have unless we're in person is communication. So we've gotten pretty decent at it. Thank you, Wayne and Dottie, our premarital counseling
Yes,
legends.
they're the
But
best. I love them.
mhm. And another thing I want to touch on with the long distance is follow your boundaries, guys. If you guys are long distance and you guys haven't seen each other for a long time, you're going to be so excited to see each other. It's good to be mindful of making sure that you're sticking to your boundaries you guys have set with each other because it gets a lot harder when you're long distance, which everyone's like, that probably doesn't sound like it makes a lot of sense. You're like, well, if you see each other every day, like, but it's a real thing.
No footholds for Satan.
We have a list of date ideas. We could read them off, or I could put them in the description. But some of the fun dates that we had done, just for some ideas, we did like Bible trivia. We did a fun computer mystery game together. We did like a dinner date. We did a sermon date, where we like the one I talked about with you guys. We did love letters. We did fun presentations. Like I think I did one where our love story in different fonts, and I presented it to him, and it was hilarious.
It's hilarious. She
We
decided
did
to make me elderly and also a little kid and all these other things.
So we did stuff like that. That was super fun. Try and mix it up. We did movie dates. Mason loves movie dates. We started a TV show together. We watched that together. Like, find fun things to do. And I mean, for him and I, it's interesting because I'm a talker and he likes to do things. So we kind of had to find the balance between, so what nights are we going to talk? What nights are we going to do something fun? And we kind of schedule it out and kind of try and find the balance because it got kind of lopsided both ways for a while. We just didn't really know how to balance it at first. But
Yeah, and that's where you can use those active listening skills to figure out what's a good balance between the two of you for literally anything, too, because balance is such a key thing in relationships, especially long distance.
yeah. And guess one of the last things I want to touch on with long distance is you have to trust your partner because you're not going to be around them. Like for me, I was 8 hours away. He's 8 hours away. Like you need to trust one another and you need to trust that the Lord is walking with them too. Surrender that to the Lord because if you don't trust them, you're going to be miserable and your relationship's going to be miserable. And that's just a part of it. And honestly, if you can't trust your partner, why are you with your partner? Like we should be in pursuit of God. Why do my whole this is my microphone stand. Why sorry. Why like we need to be in pursuit of good godly people. Mason trusts me to make wise choices. We communicate when we're going out and doing things, but like and I trust Mason and it makes everything a lot easier because I know his character and he knows mine and you need to rely on that, but more importantly the Lord's character in the midst of long distance because God is walking with me every step that Mason's not. And God is walking with Mason every step that I'm not. You can trust the Lord and you can trust each other.
I have actually two more other little tips that I just popped in my mind, but I think it was your sister, Whitney. She told us to count the Fridays until the next time we saw each
That
other.
helped a lot.
Yes, for sure. Just because, like long distance, it can seem like, oh, there's so many days and like it just feels like it's so long and drawn out. But whenever you put things into perspective of how they actually are, or just like counting the Fridays, until we see each other, it's like, oh, we only have, you know, 5, 6 more Fridays, left to see till we see each other. That's like a little over a month. So that doesn't sound as bad. And just by having a positive attitude, you're able to do that better. So, and then also this one, me and Maddie really live by that we love so much, just because it's just so good for our faith and just a good reminder of God being in our relationship. Just praying every night with each other before we hang up. That's just been very good. Just being able to pray for each other and just what's been going on in our lives and even asking prayer requests and just having a little bit more of a better relationship with putting God in the center of it is just so helpful.
People who pray together, like less than 1% get divorced.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. So I like to keep that in mind and just always striving to grow together in that way too. So
Yeah. If y'all are long distance, I hope this video helped you guys. I feel your pain walking right there with you right now. That's why we're recording this right now so we can relate in the moment. If you are not a patient person or you don't like to wait, this is going to work on your heart and it is going to be a good thing. The Lord is going to use it for good and you can trust Him in it. Just use this time to work on your relationship with the Lord. For Mason and I, like the time we have apart right now is the most time we'll have. I mean, we're about to go be adults here in a minute, but like time at college, like free time, like we've had time to be in pursuit of the Lord and spend time with our friends and get involved. Like we've been able to invest in where we are now and to the people we have now because this is our ministry now. And don't waste that just because you're long distance. You have a huge ministry opportunity around you, and when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen, and you guys will be back together before you know it, which that will be us in three less than 3 months. We'll be married and no more long distance. So I hope you guys really like this episode. Hope that you guys are encouraged, especially long distance. You guys got this, and I'm rooting for you. So hope you guys were encouraged to radiate your faith.